can't really wear it like that. Right.
Oh, no, it looks fine, man. Can't even tell. No, I'm for real, dude.
Really? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you're good. I swear to God, you're fine.
I can't see.
Please.
Anyways. All right. Here we are, episode 2 of our bullshit.
2.
What's happened since? Only days gone by since you just recorded with Dave. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can hear you fine. Okay, I got a time hack on myself too. So what's it like?
Mo. This is Mo, everyone. He's our guest today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move this to the ground real quick. Hang on.
Sickness.
And we can run it until like 45 minutes.
Okay.
That we keep the full video. That's a good amount of time.
Perfect.
Because it went by pretty quick last time. See, there I am watching the... I watched the first one like we were talking about earlier. Just like notes for ourselves because we're not... It's weird watching yourself, like recording like your first podcast and then watching yourself and kind of noticing all the things you have to do or things you don't like about all your little mannerisms that you do. See, I do a lot of ums and uhs and I'm trying to watch those likes and butts and all that.
What up, everybody? Yeah, so we just got back from Dub D. He's he owns one of the dopest studios here in Salt Lake.
Shout out.
Fuck yeah, dude. This Dub, I'm gonna show you some love, and this is how about we sponsor this one by almost like just say, hey, much love to Dub. He didn't give us any cash to say this, but it's just all about family and community, and I would do it anyways. You know what I mean? Like if it was just me, anyway. So like,
we're only 2 episodes into the podcast, anyways.
No. So we were at Dub D's in Counterpoint Studios.
Well, he's gonna be on one of these days, he said.
Yeah.
So we'll get him on. So if he watches these, and look out for him, because he works with a lot of big names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
I don't even know Dave's like story that well. It'd be awesome to learn that about him, like how he got started and how he, like his first big artist that he started working with, and it just continued from there.
Yeah, because in the last how many years I've been recording with him, same person. I've got to know him, through time. Yeah.
He's introduced me to a lot of he's always recommended me. That's why I really appreciate him. I've tried to watch or not watch I've tried to recommend a lot of people to go record with him.
For real?
I don't know if any of them came through, but yeah, he really does do like amazing work, and
that's dope.
But yeah, he's always been networking and connecting people together for a long time.
He's the he's the one that got me in contact with you.
Yeah.
So I'm a loyal guy, and if we've been working together the whole time, dude. And so today we just got back from his studio, and I have a new song.
Okay. That's if you don't care to be like passing by it. You can go that way. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, dude. I fucking make it look better, anyways.
Shout out Marvin.
Yeah, what's up, dog? Fucking hell yeah, dude. We were just I was finishing up a song at his studio for like 10, like 12 minutes.
Which one is that? The one?
It's yeah.
What's it called?
Everything is gone.
Everything is gone. Everything
is gone. It's kind of like wasn't planned. It's one of those things where you work on one song for 3 years and then finally, like it in the studio, or you see a song or you see a beat and you're like, oh fuck, in 5 minutes I can start writing to this shit. And there's one of those types. So I was like, I took an investment and I practiced it for like 3 months every day for like, we talked about this already in there, for 8, let's say average 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And we recorded it, and I fucking like it, dude. It's hella simple. It talks about. I just talk about me, and it helped me, and I hope it helps somebody else out there who can relate to the lyrics. Especially the lyrics on this one are very, very articulate and detailed and well thought out, and that's why my song writing process is similar to some people. Or the hardest thing for me is not the melody or like the concept of the song. It's really getting meaningful lyrics.
Yeah, it's kind of so. I don't know what this is called or what this means exactly, but there's like essentially two different types of people that ones that listen to more the rhythm and beat of music, and ones that listen to the lyrics. Yeah. Right. What would you say? Or then some people just enjoy it all right.
I love that. I love where you're going with this, and I think I know your question.
I've just heard this before, and I don't like. Someone asked me that, and I listen to the beat, the rhythm, the beat, the melody, and then I'll even like a song that I don't know the lyrics to, and then once I listen to the lyrics, there's like something I never knew about the song.
I fucking love where you're going with this, and I love your question you're about to ask me.
I don't know where I'm going with it, but just do you know about that? Like, what would you say you are?
Dude, you had me going down a. It's funny that you say that. So I'm a very melodic writer, and I'm a very melodic. When tunes catch my ears because of the melody and the beat and the music, and I grew up that way. Mm-hmm. And so my lyric writing wasn't the most important thing. Being in punk bands and being in alternative bands and being lead singer, like I think it was real though. It wasn't fake. It was always real. So it was really good because my life hasn't been that simple. And whether if I was a front man in a DC bass band called Cane Furious at the time. Big shout out, DC, Baltimore, University of Maryland.
You were in?
I was a band, yeah. Shout out to Baltimore, Maryland, University of Maryland. But anyways, yeah. So like, lyrics came last, and now now that I'm this AR Ultra project, the lyrics for me are healing, man. So like, I get the best of both worlds. Is when I listen to a song. These are songs for me. These are songs that how I relieve my stress and how my anxiety and deal with my pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get to write the lyrics and I get to write the song, and it's for me. But when I release it, it's for everybody else. And it's exciting to write lyrics that are meaningful. So if I have a song, I already know the melody and shit. I'm not gonna rush one night to get a song done. When I can spend 3 months and let it come to me like, oh, this is what the fucking song deserves right here. And that's what happened with this Everything Is Gone song to get back on track.
It just clicks one day.
I heard the beat and I was like, holy fuck, how much is this beat license? And then I like worked on it for a couple of weeks. I was like, okay, because nothing's free, right? So
yeah. Once
I decided to purchase, I have like 3 levels of beats before they go into the studio, basically my process. So that's whole nother.
No, that's You've never like made your own, right?
Yes, I did. Actually.
Your own beat?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Actually, they're not that bad at the show too.
I didn't know that.
Bang, Ableton, dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually have them on my fucking phone right here.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Showed me. Yeah, I don't think you ever showed me.
No, I never showed you. So Ableton, remember I was telling you how we have it. We have it.
Yeah,
we have it.
We need to work on it.
We need to work on it. So yeah, I tried to produce, dude. I was trying to be the 360. Like big shout out to some homies like the Marine rapper. He's a combat veteran. He's a Marine. He's been on the Billboard. What's his
name?
The Marine rapper.
That's what he's called?
Yeah.
Oh.
And like he's just like that 360 artist, which I want to be one day. Like I want to grow up to be like him because he can go to a hotel room, set up his fucking studio.
Oh, make a beat, complete it, record it like from beginning
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's producing all the. I don't know all that. Like, but like I can't even record. Like I don't feel comfortable even recording myself at my own house at this point.
No, that's what we're trying to get good at.
Yeah, to release it to the public. Like that's
why. Like I've always been like really interested in music, and I've always loved jazz as a dancer growing up. And I started dancing late in life too, like when I was 18. Not like Anyways, I've always like wanted to try and make music.
Yeah.
But I tried just beats. It's like back in the day, there's this artist called Nujabes, and he's kind of what started lo-fi hip hop.
Oh, sick.
He was like a big movement, and he's from Japan, and he first started mixing like jazz, old school jazz stuff with hip hop beats until it became lo-fi, right? I don't think he was the first one that did it, but he made it like he definitely blew it up. He was, I don't know if you ever watch a lot of anime. He had a lot of his music in Samurai Champloo and I think Cowboy Bebop even. I don't know if you've
very, very cultural stuff though.
Yeah,
like very.
But anyway, that's what got me like in wanting to just start making like simple beats, like just taking one, just mixing them at first, and just taking like a cool jazz like melody, whatever, and then mixing it with a cool percussion of hip hop and stuff. That's what I wanted to like start and try doing. But anyways, what I was saying is that like that'd be cool, right? To be able to do that. You're out somewhere and like we can make a beat, record you, and boom, put something out.
Because here's like the deal is I went to Guitar Center, and this is a while back. It's like 2017. I was in Texas, and I was like, I'm a fucking produce my own beats first.
Yeah.
And then I'll write to them if they're good enough. And so I produced beats on Ableton like from scratch. And I got a couple bangers I'm gonna show you later.
Yeah, a friend was telling me that there's so many producers out there. There's so
crazy,
many.
Dude.
There's not enough vocalists.
There's
not enough like rappers or like vocalists. It's just way outnumbered by producers.
Dude, like I gotta be better at like not cutting. Like, I'm trying not to cut you off. You feel me?
No, you're fine.
So that is something statistically that I've found out mathematically in the last several years. And don't get me wrong, like my education makes me want to think that way mathematically about everything. And because for instance, like this is a good point. Like me and homeboy, shout out to Roman again. Me and the Marine rapper one time had this conversation in person, and like you can go on like for instance like BeatStars, and the app's on my phone right here. It's like the most used app on my phone besides probably Insta. You go on BeatStars, dude, and there's fucking probably, let's just say there's a fucking 800,000 producers making beats on this thing.
Yeah.
Let's just say there's 100,000 people, and then how many beats they each have probably by a mean average is probably, I don't know, maybe between 10 to 100. So you have like all these beats out there waiting to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting to be heard, hopefully by something that cracks one day. And so to your point, I think you're right. I think there's a statistical inference that there are less people, like, I hate to say it, that they're doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, because the front man is,
because I'm writing.
Yeah, you're writing and you're writing and performing.
I'm picking too,
which is probably the most difficult thing in the. I don't know if it's say more difficult, but it's just not too many people can attain that, right? Be the front man, right, of a band or of a lead in whatever. Do you see what I'm saying?
I just think, and I think
it's easier. I don't say it's easier, but like just more people can. I guess I don't know why there's more.
I like the cat's asshole in my face too.
Yeah.
No, you're right, dude. So speaking of that, dude, Smoke a Sack, it was one of the main producers. Much love to Smoke a Sack, for Lil Peep, right?
Yeah.
Well, he that happened with Lil Peep, and obviously we know Peep's a legend. So is Smoke a Sack, and he's right now having a contest. Actually, right now. So good plug for.
You submitted for that, right?
Yeah, and I submitted for. So much love to Smoke Sack. If this makes it before the contest, he's looking for people that are doing that on what I'm doing on a daily basis.
Oh, like vocal leads. And
yeah, he's like, hey, submit. So he teamed up and he filled out this form. All right, what's your Instagram? What's your Spotify? What's the song on Spotify? So you have to be on Spotify, and you have to have a song on Spotify, and then you have to submit the handle to his contest. And I submitted my song "Never Sober" with Gold Soul that we shot that video for, and he actually posted last night. Hey, I
know we're
what's up?
We're gonna edit that soon, so we're gonna get that.
What's wrong?
The video.
Oh no, yeah. He just made a post. Smoke Sack, Lil Peep's old producer, right? Is doing this.
No, I was thinking of the song. That
For real. No,
with Gold Soul
I can't wait.
That just came to mind. Sorry.
No, so I entered in the contest, and our song, Gold Soul. I know it's kind of probably not the genre he was looking for, but he needed to see it anyways, and it's really close. It's the same market. Same adult would buy a ticket to the same concert is what I'm trying to say. So it's the same people, you know, group set of people. And it's me and Gold Soul's song to give Gold Soul some love too, to spice it up a little bit. And so he made a post last night, and then he liked my comment, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, moving along. Just trying to, with all the stuff we got going on. How long ago was that that we shot that?
It's like 2 weeks ago. Let me check. You talking about when we went to Mexico?
Texas, yeah. To Mexico, yeah. Essentially, right? When we were
Well, we were on the golf part, but it felt like I was fucking going to, like, it was fucking wild, dude. So today's the 18th, dog. And then we shot the video the weekend of the 27th, 28th. We left on the 27th of April.
Almost a month ago.
27th of April, and we got back on the fucking, like, 3rd or 4th of this month, dude. That was a week. So this time next week, it'll be a month when we left.
Wow.
I still feel like I just left and got back. Dude, I'm still tired from it in a way. It's weird.
Yeah, because, like, it just... When we got back, there was just a shitload of fucking...
God, dude.
Personal stuff that we're all going through, and on your business side of your woobies. Oh, speaking of woobies,
much love. Do
people keep? I think you wore it again, Joe Rogan. He wore your.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
That's
dude.
cool. He's like supports, and like no one knows. Like,
dude, I don't really talk about it even on my Instagram. I story it. You know, Dub D was the last person that showed me Joe Rogan wearing my hoodie.
That's wild.
Fucking, we were just talking about Dub D in the music studio,
yeah.
and then people would DM me like congratulations. But dude, the first time he posted my shoes was in 2016, and I remember like it was like December 26th or something like that, and people would start congratulating me on Instagram like you made it. I'm like I really appreciate it. Yeah, but I have a lot of work to do. Like, it doesn't happen that way.
Just because you get featured by some big, someone like Joe Rogan doesn't mean you're just automatically going to.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. You have a business to run. Like, you just don't fucking. It's not like this ain't.
It doesn't hurt.
It just, I mean, there's some great stories out there. You know, like I fucking want to win on the California Chrome myself. You know what I mean? But I didn't fucking go to the Triple Crown and put my. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking. But so anyways, dude, throughout the years. I would, dude, and he would rock my stuff, and without, just showing love to a small company, a veteran-owned company, and I really appreciate that. And people bring it up to me because they think it's a big deal, and I think it's a big deal too because it's a blessing to have.
Is he bugging you?
No, I just want him to chew the wire. If he's good, you got better eyes on him than I do. I was just trying to make him where he doesn't chew through this thing. Yeah,
smack him if he does. Because they like to. I don't know why they like chewing on wires.
But hey, big shout out to Joe Rogan, man. Like honestly, like I know you didn't have to do that. I know you got people sending you or wanting you to wear their stuff every day. Probably hundreds of them a day, and you don't have to do that. And thanks for believing in me and what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do the right thing. We all want the same thing. And in the meantime, I've learned a lot. I threw a lot of interceptions in that company, but it ain't over yet. And I'm really thankful that he rocked my stuff recently. Actually,
very recently.
We're not just talking about
a week ago.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about it. Yeah, like very recently. So thank you. Big shout out to Joe Rogan Experience and Joe Rogan, man. I really appreciate that from the founder. Thank you.
That's cool. Great. Sip on this drink real quick.
I wonder what the comments will be like. What are they fucking talking about it? Like it's like a hoodie. It's like he's wearing a hoodie that has my logo on it that I created. We created like. Thanks, bro. Fucking saving my life.
I'll do a flash cut.
2015.
What?
That's when I started Woobies.
How'd you come up with the name Woobies?
Poncho liner. It's like issued. To issued article of clothing that you get from the government or from the Marines or the Air Force.
It's called a woobies?
Yeah, it's called a poncho liner.
Poncho liner?
But we call it a woobie. Everybody calls it like a woo. It's like a street name for it.
Why? Do you know where that derived from? Or?
Yeah, it's a good question. I used to put a little card in my box. It really derived from the jungles of Nam, if you will. And in those times, the gear was rural. We weren't wearing like body armor and shit. Sorry, I got.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna take one if you want.
So, like the guys that were in the bush fighting, like the infantry and special forces.
This thing gets clogged, dude.
Like, that's what it was. Okay, yeah.
Because I don't know why these. Whatever.
What I've been doing, dude, when they get clogged, I'll take a little pic and and then I'll dab it, that bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right.
real quick. But to answer your question, it's a blanket basically. It's supposed to be a liner for a poncho, but it ends up to being this fucking. It's a badass fucking thing. You can like pack it in a real small places. When it's wet, it's warm. So it's a big deal for guys out on the front lines or behind enemy lines when they need something fucking warm. You can pack it literally in a pocket almost, dude. And it's huge. Like
what's the material?
Dude, it's gonna be like it's gonna have be like cotton inside of it and like synthetics, a lot of synthetics like polyester and some other. I mean, there's so many veteran companies that are making them too right now.
It's just a big waterproof poncho.
It's not waterproof. It gets wet as fuck, but it stays warm. It's like the best thing you'll ever like. If you don't like it, your pets will take over it. And it's like the best survival. It's really good for survival. That's why we use it, obviously, in Special Forces. We loved it because we brought it everywhere in Special Forces. I slept on one in Afghanistan, I'll put it that way, on the ground.
Oh.
Like in the middle of fucking nowhere and behind enemy lines. I was sleeping on fucking poncho whoopee. So when we to make the shoe company, we were just like, fuck it, I'm gonna call it Woobies.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So a lot of military people know that.
Yeah,
they know
exactly.
like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea. I just thought, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Man. I had no idea what it
It's also smart because like Nike, Clorox,
would be. Yeah.
will be like big fucking brands are 2 syllables.
Easier to remember. Yeah. That's what your marketing thing comes in, right, with branding and stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, so when did you decide? It was before you created Wig, so you had this idea to create Woobies, but you knew you needed like a good business background to do it. So you did that first, and then is that how that worked?
Yeah, dude. I knew from high school I wanted to create a shoe company, but I knew that'd be like big time. You know what I mean? That'd be fucking. That's big time. That's a big one. You know what I mean? Because like look what Nike's done to this world. And if you're one of those dudes, even if you're on the bottom of the food chain, you're still fucking with millions of customers, hundreds of millions of customers.
Yeah, Woobies is. I mean, you're there, right? Your shoe company's there. It's like to that level, right? Even like you said, if it's at the bottom, it's.
Well, we're not.
It's recognized.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very humbled and flattered.
You guys, is it recognized worldwide or is it?
Yeah, because we have like, it's crazy. We'll have like, for instance, like special operations forces in like France buy a bunch of our shoes so they can take them on a deployment. Or I've had like a picture of my shoes, not to. I'll just put it this way, on a flag in a combat zone after an objective was raided. So my shoes have been worldwide. Yeah, they are worldwide.
So actual like
my shoes on top of a bad person's flag, and the operator took a picture of him, just took the compound down, wearing my shoes.
That's crazy. That's
and
cool.
then from stuff like that to skaters, to dads, to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful and I'm very humbled. I'm very flattered where it's gone. Even if it was to go away today, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been a fucking experience.
Yeah, that is. That's again. I was just like thinking just the accomplishments that you've had right in your life. Like first of all with the military, Green Beret, and then creating. Well, then first, MBA, and then.
I got that recently.
Yeah, and then like shoe company.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, those 3 things are things that if you did one of those things in your life, you'd be. You'd feel accomplished, like that you've done something in your life. You've done 3 of these things. Right now, you're on to your next thing that you're doing, like working on.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's crazy because you say it like I don't know where my MBA diploma is. I know it's in Texas somewhere, and I think it's in my homie's garage. But that's not the point. You feel me? Like that's what school wasn't about for me.
No.
Like is the underdog. Like coming from a family that had like really very few people with master's degree, for instance, obviously, right? Like, so like I took, and then I took a big swing. I took a huge swing and I went to like the most expensive school and hardest school in the area to go to. It was a private college. Mm-hmm. Shout out to SMU, Southern Methodist University on the hilltop.
Is that the sweater?
Yeah. I wear like almost every day. Nice. I have 2 of them, so I switch them. But I submitted my application for the executive master's in business administration, like the G one, right? And they fucking interviewed me, man. Like I went to the campus, I dressed up. The assistant dean, he fucking interviewed me for like 45 minutes, bro. And he's like, do you know any statistics? He's like, yeah. Background? I'm like, no, sir. He's like, how about accounting? No, sir. He's like, I think you can do this course, man, but there's a lot of fundamentals. These other people are coming in here are doctors and lawyers and like fucking CEOs of major fucking 500 companies and shit. And I was like the dude that was just running a fucking shoe company with a background. But he thought I had the work ethic to do it, so he made me accomplish like this online test that took like 4 months to do. And
you studied 4 months?
Well, I had to go and take these classes online, like these certifications of accounting statistics, and pass them before to show him that I understood enough that because right when the first semester, dude, it's a weeding out semester, and it's fucking statistics and accounting and behavioral science all at the same time, and just statistics and accounting. Not to be boring to everybody, but these are like these are very long exams and midterms, and these are very hard. Like they're going 100 miles an hour. Like these people are running balance sheets and income statements, and I didn't know any of that. So it was a quick learning curve, dude, in that first semester. So that's why he wanted to make sure that he didn't waste a slot on somebody who was going to quit, right?
Yeah.
Right away.
So how long was that, like that whole course? Is it like a 4-year, 2-year program?
Yeah, so it's an extended it's a 2-year. This one, there's different. They have different options. Like every university has like their different year program, 1-year program, 2-year programs. This one specifically was a 2-year program, and everybody in my class had bachelor's degrees, and a lot of them were surgeons, Harvard attorney. We had people that were just like I said, just spreadsheets all the time, like masters of the craft already. So I had a lot of learning to do that summer before the fall started. It was fucking intimidating, dude.
No, I bet. Like especially like if your classmates are, like you said, that level of.
It was executive program. It wasn't the regular, So yeah, it was fucking wild, bro.
That was what'd you say? Just a few years ago?
I graduated in 2020.
Oh, what during
COVID? We did it since it was during COVID. We did it in the fucking football stadium. It was dope as hell, but it was hot as fuck out there. And it was I think it was like May when they graduated us too, and we had to wear a mask and shit. But it said SMU 2020 on it, so it was pretty cool.
That's cool.
The mask, I still have it too.
The mask for.
Because they would get when we graduated.
Oh, they give you like an official SMU mask?
Dude, we had this badass gown, and like the master's degrees were sitting in the front with the doctorates, and we had like this special thing over us, and then you can tell the color signified what school you came from. So I was a business school, so it was like beige right here, on my thing that I put over on my whatever it's called, the cap and gown or whatever else they call it, but. Yeah, they were handing us like as we got into the stadium because of security and everything. The families and the students were separated, and then they were handing every fucking student an official SMU 2020 face mask with the pony on it. Pony up, go Mustangs. Yeah,
that was
2020.
2020. Wow, 3 years later. 3 years later?
3 years later. Exactly 3 years later, actually, because we were in May.
You graduated in May? Like that much?
Yeah.
Well.
Fucking crazy. We were supposed to graduate in August, I think, but since it was COVID, they got us out there, I think, May. It's crazy, dude. Isn't that fucking crazy?
It's wild.
It still trips me out, too, sometimes.
Because then shortly after that, you came out here.
Yeah. Next year. It's a fucking terrible, fucking hard time, but it worked out. I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't fucking be sitting here talking this.
Yeah, look where we're at.
Yeah.
We're on to hopefully a big thing here.
We are. I feel it, dude.
No, it feels good. Like after watching the first one, it's just like, oh, we need to talk about our segments and stuff.
Go for it, dude.
We're talking about doing segments. So I don't know if you had any ideas. Like, I like what do you ever God damn it, do you ever watch that's fine there. Did you ever watch Your Mom's House? Tom Segura, the comedian, and his wife.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You just had it on.
Yeah. They do like when they find like a weird TikTok or like even just
talk about some shit.
Even just current shit that's happening. Like what was something currently that we were like tripped out about, or even some local stuff that's happening here. 'Cause I'm sure a lot of like friends and local people are going to start watching these as we start having people as guests and stuff,
commenting and stuff, and we definitely want to interact with our crowd and our supporters and answer back your questions if you in the comments, because there's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about, and
we're going to forget, and then we just yeah
people are going to be like, wait, what did you mean by like you were over here doing this, like, oh, this was in blah 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 Brazil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because you and I already have our relationship, so there's a lot of things that we have to make sure that, so anyways.
Yeah.
But segments is a good idea. I like it.
Yeah, and I was just, like maybe I don't know if we want to like go political with shit sometimes. Like it is interesting and it is very important, and I do like discussing it sometimes. But for the most part, it typically creates like a big divide when we mostly want to. I don't know. Maybe it'll form into that. Maybe this turn into a political podcast.
Well,
because a lot of people like start stuff and then like it just kind of morphs into what it needs to, right? Because we're gonna talk about a lot of topics, and we're always talking about because I'm sure a lot of people say they're not political, but like, how can you not be when it kind of affects your entire livelihood? And anyways, just thoughts of maybe things try to avoid. Like I like talking political stuff. That's what I was saying. Do you like?
Yeah.
Is that like a touchy subject for
what? Political stuff?
Yeah, political stuff, especially being military.
No, I don't know. I stay away from it's just because of the fundamentals of like how I grew up. Like, don't just like gives like. I don't want to give. There's already enough people that don't like me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get political sometimes. Like, I mean, even if we did, I'd watch how I would articulate my thoughts and ideas, because I don't want to be interpreted the wrong. You know what I mean? And then you were talking about canceled, so you got to be careful. You know what I mean?
That, but also I think you should stand on, like, if you truly believe something, you should stand for it. Right?
Absolutely.
There are some topics where I'll stand pretty strong on, but for the most part, I don't even want to talk about it right now. Not this episode. Wait until we get deep, and then we can start really voicing.
Yeah, there's some things.
But yeah, TikTok segments. Oh, I was just watching this documentary on China. This was 2 years ago, where they're like talking about like how ahead they are with their AI technology and gathering data. That's you just have to watch it. It's pretty trippy. But this is 2 years ago they were talking about it and seeing everything that's happening with China. Do you see how China's trying to? See, now we're going political. I'm like talking how they're trying to change they're like teaming up with Brazil or something, or like a bunch of other countries to change their currency to the yuan or whatever, or the yen or whatever, the yuan, I think. So they're trying to make the U.S. no longer the superpower, right, of the world. They're trying to become the superpower of the world. And China's like close to doing that too. They're like smart. They've been planning. Like, if you watch this documentary, they're talking about how they were planning it for a really long time. Like how we're in debt to them. You know how the U.S. debt is. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know shit about any of this. It's just like stuff I just watched recently. So if you know any more about any of this stuff, then just tell me to shut the fuck up. And
no, I'm not gonna.
I find it fascinating. I wish I did know more about the topic, but it's just you hear all these things and you wonder how true they are and how long they've been happening. And since I'm just recently like hearing like all this stuff with crypto and all these regulations and stuff, and then the like economy and going fucking to shit with the dollar being no longer the same value, and that we might completely lose the value of the dollar. Cause you bought some crypto, right? Weren't you into crypto a little bit?
Yeah, I lost a lot of money, like a good fucking student, in NFTs and crypto, like more, anyways. But I don't know, man. Like if there's a lot of books out there, that I could quote later, and because they're at my house, like like about the Federal Reserve, and it gets really deep into all the way from the housing crisis. Like I said, my school taught me a lot of dangerous and cool stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I understand currencies in different forms too. Like you said, crypto, I travel to different countries a lot, and I see one thing that I have to do in my lifestyle is I have to pay attention to how powerful the dollar is. Yeah. Because it can mean a lot to, let's say I'm on company travel to Spain. Well, it's going to make a fucking big difference if my dollar is strong, because it's cheaper for my company, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a whole nother fucking rabbit hole we can go down about how you make decisions about where you work and who you make relationships with. But the currency is part of it. But I don't get wrapped around the axle with it, because I'm not going to be able to change anything acutely right now. I need to be able to just focus on, okay, well, what's the world situation? What's the threat? Okay, how do I adapt right now? Because what am I trying to do with myself? Like, am I trying to get wrapped up around this right now? Does it affect me that bad? Like, but we go through stages in our lives, you know, when we start paying attention to different things, you know. But I think it's really good to have a situational awareness of the world, and not because you bring up something like, there's people like in Afghanistan that have never even left their fucking compound their whole life. Yeah. Let alone fucking, you know what I mean? So like,
and a lot of them don't even have access to.
No.
Right? They don't even have a phone. Like they've never even known what internet is.
Like for real, like tribal as fuck. Like you go and you're with one tribe or one village, let's just call it.
Can you imagine?
And then you drive. Sorry.
Keep going.
I've done this before. You know what I mean? Like you fucking go there and you meet the whole system and the elder. Then you drive for like 20 minutes. You run into a whole nother compound system, dude. And like it's fucking weird, dude.
It's a completely different world, right?
Dude. Hey, like I'm very thankful that I made that decision, and I'm very proud of you know, doing that stuff, but it's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's a crazy fucking world out there, crazy, dude. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, so you're talking about.
I think from a military perspective too. Like, that's a completely different. That is the big plus too about joining the military. That's what they kind of advertise too as a like a bonus, right? Like, you get to see the world, travel the world, which is like awesome and shit. And I think if most people did just kind of see different cultures around the world, they would just have a better appreciation for their own, and just, it kind of just makes you realize a lot about just reality and just how much bigger our, you know, life is than just our little town and state and bubble that we
exactly. And that's the point.
And there's so many people that haven't traveled outside of the country. Like, I have a lot of friends that I've asked, have you traveled outside of the country? They say, well, I went to Canada, or like Mexico. Mexico is like the furthest they've gone. Like, try going to like South America, or even just like you said in the military, going over to the Middle East. That's a whole new type. That is just completely, because there was a Bruce Lee movie where this guy said they stepped out of this plane, and he's like, ghetto's the same everywhere, right? It's like, it's kind of true, right? Because when every place, like even like we're pretty ghetto right here, right? Just right outside. If you go down just straight. That's like ghetto, right?
No, I feel you. Like Smiths and shit.
Well, no, just
the ballpark, or just right here.
Yeah, just.
We're down we're in the spot, dude.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like every place has its different types of ghettos.
The block's hot.
It's similar in the way that it's the ghetto part of this region, if that makes sense, because it's like, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I got one request to that.
What?
If anybody decides to go out and visit any country and they're from the U.S., just be respectful to the locals and to their culture.
I would definitely do your research too.
Don't be a loudmouth American. Like, just don't act like you're like everybody's inferior to you. Just blend in and respect the culture, and just be a guest, and then it'll go a long way, because the love travels farther. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that, because I don't want to piss, but you know what I mean. So
I know as we go along, we'll have our views and opinions of certain things, and it's gonna piss.
It's not like I said anything wrong. I'm just saying respect and love people was what I'm saying.
No, that's great. That's a good message.
It's a good message. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's not toxic. That's not toxic at all.
Just fucking love and respect people.
Just respect the culture you go to.
Yeah.
And don't create any issues, and have a good fucking time.
What was one of your favorite?
I had some buddies who've done some fucked up shit in some countries, dude. Like, that in my old fucking
You know what
job.
my brother said something similar. Like I have a lot of friends that were in some family in the military, and they all say something similar. They say that they've met some of the worst, trashiest people. Not trashy, but like, just some of them like degenerate.
I'm done.
You know, in their unit, right? I'm not saying. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk
No.
about that.
I mean, in the military, I have a whole bunch of stories. I'll figure out how I can talk about them. But I'll put it this way. I know people that have been to foreign countries who have accommodated buses before. I'll put it that way. Like off duty. Like, anyways, yeah, nothing. They got their fucking Green Beret taken away from them though, from doing that shit, and you don't fucking do that. It's a presidential thing. So the Green Berets. Here's a fun fact, real quick: is the only set of headgear in the whole military, from the Air Force and the Marines, that's presidentially ordered. And if I'm wrong, I might be out of the loop, and there might be a new fucking one that I don't know about, but that's at least when I was in.
What does that mean?
Green Beret. It means like John F. Kennedy made it like congressional order for people that were qualified in special forces in the army to wear a Green Beret. You had to, that's your designated.
Oh, if you're a Green Beret, you have to wear
a Green Beret.
That's cool.
It doesn't just say special forces. It says because in the army they have all these different colored berets, you know. So the Green Beret means something.
That's cool.
And it's John F. Kennedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why our school is the John F. Kennedy Warfare Center. We named it after him. But anyways.
No, I love like U.S. history like that. Like I wish I was better with history, and like because even every country has its own fascinating and like terrible history, absolutely. Right? I think when I've done my research too, I've discovered that almost every culture and throughout history has had their own version of like enslavement of their own regional like people, right?
Yeah.
Like every country has done shit like that. Which is like surprising to me. I didn't like, because growing up in the U.S., you kind of think that like the U.S. was like the only one that did stuff like that, right? Or whatever.
Right.
But like every country throughout and every culture throughout history has always done some wild, crazy,
horrific shit, man.
Horrific shit.
Like,
it's just sad.
Well, there's no like to the point where there is no value for human life at all. Yeah. But to answer your question, Brazil was dope because of the community that I built when I was there.
I went to Brazil once. It's a beautiful fucking place.
It's beautiful.
Scary too.
What area?
Ipanema Beach.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly where the fuck that's at, dude.
Ipanema
this north of Sao Paulo.
The two main beaches there.
Yeah, just Ipanema is north of Rio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah,
it was beautiful.
I banged a hooker from there. For real.
Dude, oh my. So okay, let me tell you this story real quick. So when we were young, a group of friends, and we decided that we wanted to like start traveling because like I don't know why, we just knew that as you start getting older, you kind of realize that if you don't start doing it now, you're never gonna go. So we made it. We made it a goal to try and do like a different continent every year. So we'd save up.
Oh shit! For real?
I only did 2. We did the United States the first year. We just drove all around the country and Canada and everything. And then the next year they went to Europe, and I missed that one because I had some personal stuff with my son and all that going on with his mom and stuff, custody stuff. But then the next year we went to South America, and we went all through South America, and we were broke, we backpacked through it all, as they say, and stuff. We brought just one bag, hardly slept, went through like Chile,
damn dude,
Argentina, Bolivia, Peru, Colombia, and Brazil.
That's a lot.
It was dope. It was a really dope trip. But even going from the U.S. right to a country like South America, like a continent like South America, was like a big eye opening. Like it was just seeing the difference in culture and just how they live in. I believe it's one of the poorest countries in the world. I think it's one of the poorest in South America for sure. But dang man, it's just dirt roads everywhere. It's just cool. It makes you appreciate. But then there's culture there too, right? There's like deep historic culture, and my favorite thing to do when I travel is just like trying out the food. That's actually why I stopped being like vegan and like vegetarian shit, because I tried doing that, and it's hard to do that when you travel, because when you travel to really embrace the full like culture of everything, like the food is a big part of like a culture, right? So to like to limit my, not limit, but just like to not experience that. I just like, I don't know. It was missing. It felt like it was missing out on a big part of the culture, right?
Food and drink is a huge part of culture, like you said, especially in like third world countries as well too. Like, it's a part of community.
Yeah.
It's a part of gathering. It's social. It's fucking everything.
Isn't it cool? Like, just how different like dishes are in different regions. Like, just completely like same ingredients, right? Or same, chicken dish or whatever. But it's like it's just its own complete different how they cook it, how they season it. It's just cool.
It's dictated by their environment.
Yeah.
It is fucking cool.
It's just cool to, I don't know. What was one of your favorite places? You're talking about Brazil, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's cool because you're talking about your experience, too. I loved Sao Paulo and I loved Rio. Honestly, it was like what I got, like, personally out of it with the other people, the locals there. You know what I mean? Like, I created some lifelong friendships with people that I still talk to
How long
this day.
Were you there for?
Not that long. Only for like 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah,
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I came early and I stayed late on purpose, because it was from my school, SMU. We had to do an international business trip.
Oh, that's cool.
So they picked Sao Paulo. They picked Brazil that year, so I ended up having to go down there.
Wow.
We set up a app. A company set up a music app, like a Spotify app for locals down there. So we brought our expertise, man. And
you made them like an app? That's dope.
Yeah, we worked with the CEO and founder.
Do they still like use it?
I haven't talked to them, but they were it's like some people worked with Uber Brazil. Some people were assigned to Google Brazil or Rio, whatever. I got assigned to, because I love the music industry, so they looked out for me and they got me involved in an app, a music app, a streaming app for locals in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
That's dope.
And I got to work. Yeah, so for 4 months, we worked with this company.
We're at 50 minutes, by the way.
Fuck, dude, 50?
That's quick.
Yeah, well, shit. Well,
we could. I mean, we can go a little bit, just in 5 more minutes.
Let's
wrap
it up, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was crazy.
All right, then.
Well, that's episode 2.
Yeah.
Just see how. I don't even. Yeah.
Yeah. Much love to everybody out there. Hope they enjoyed the.
Any sign offs or like shout out. I don't know how we end this or plugs.
Fuck, man. I just want to say shout out to just the veteran community out there that's dealing with mental illness. Just take it second by second and minute by minute if you have to. And
we should do something like that'd be cool to like do some sort of donation thing as we with like a sponsorship thing. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, dude, you asked me, so I'm like, I just want to give it like out of the bottom of my heart, like, because I'm dealing with it every day and it hurts and it fucking wears you out. And it sucks, and like, just don't stop. Just don't give up on yourself, and people care. That's all I got to say. I care about you as a veteran, so just don't end your life. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Later, guys.